Hello everyone. Steve here from Steve's TechTube. Today we're diving into one of the simplest looking math rules that actually confuses a lot of people. Multiplication by zero. Why does multiplying anything by zero always give zero? Well, by the end of this video, you'll not only know the answer, but you'll understand why it's true, see some real world examples, and even spot where people get tripped up. All right, let's get started. So let's talk a little bit the history of the of zero. Believe it or not, zero wasn't always part of mathematics. The ancient Greeks didn't really use it. It came really more from India and spread into the Arabic world before reaching Europe. Zero represents the idea of nothingness, and when we bring it into multiplication, it acts as a special kind of number. But what exactly does multiplying nothing by nothing even mean? Well, all right, let's take a look. For example, here, um, think of multiplication as repeated addition. For example, 3 times 4 means three groups of 4, which equals 12. But it takes, but if I take 3 times 0, that means three groups of nothing, which is still nothing. All right, so likewise, 0 times 3 means 0 groups of 3. So if you don't have any groups, you don't have anything to add. So again, that result is 0. Likewise, like I said, 0 times 3 is 0 groups of 3. 5 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. All right, how about the zero property of multiplication? All right, 7 times 0 is 0. Even with larger numbers, 4,567 times 0 is still 0. Negative numbers times 0 is still 0. With fractions and decimals, it doesn't matter. 1/2 times 0 is still 0. It even works with algebra. X times 0 is 0. No matter what x is, x could be a million. It really doesn't matter. All right. And, there's some common misconceptions out there about zero. Some students think that multiplication always makes numbers bigger. This is not true, especially with zero. Others confuse multiplication with addition. Since 5 plus 0 is 5, well, maybe 5 times 0 is 5. But that's not the case. And some mix it up with multiplication by 1. Remember, anything times 1 stays itself, but anything times 0 gets reduced to nothing. All right, so here's some examples. If concert tickets are $100, but you sell 0 tickets, well, that's $0 worth of revenue. You didn't make any money, right? Pretty obvious. In physics, if you move a 0 distance, no matter how much force you apply, the work that gets done is 0. Well, what about this one? If you run 0 hours, even at 10 miles per hour, your total distance is 0 miles. And the same way, if you say you run 0 miles per hour for 10 hours, well, you're not going anywhere. Now, it seems kind of odd that you could be running at 10 miles an hour for 0 hours. It's more the case that you'd be running 10 hours at 0 miles per hour and not going anywhere. But you see, the result's still the same. 0 times 10 is 0, 10 times 0 is 0. Um, 0 is called the absorbing element in multiplication. Really, for any number a times 0 is 0. 0 times a is 0. Now, we talk about division. We're not going to really get into that. Division is a little bit different animal. In general, we just consider division by zero as undefined. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into like L'Hopital's rule and all that. But for now, we're just going to leave this one right where it is. All right. Now let's check this out too. The distributive property, all right? How does that apply with 0? Well, if you have something like 3 plus 5, all in parentheses, multiplied by 0, it's the same thing as taking 3 times 0, which you have here, take the 0 times the 3, plus 5 times 0. All right, this is the same thing. But it all ends up being 0 plus 0 equals 0. So it's still, this consistency is really what makes multiplication by 0 so powerful in algebra and even in higher math. Now, if you have a graph, like say if you had a graph of y equals x times 0, you're going to end up with a line that's just flat on the x-axis. All right? No matter what x is, the output is 0. And we can show that graph right here. No matter what I put in for x, you can see here, it's all flat. X could be 2.5, x could be 5, x could be 7.5, it could be 10. But 10 times 0, we're saying x times 0 is equal to y, or y equals x times 0. No matter what we put in for x, this line is flat along here. It's y is always 0. Y remains 0 no matter what x is. We could draw this thing out to x equals 1,000, and it's still going to remain flat. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful. So multiplication by 0 always equals 0, whether it's whole numbers, fractions, negatives, or even variables. It always wipes everything out. Next time you see a math problem with a times 0, you don't even have to think hard. The answer is always 0. Now, we'll say one quick thing about that. All right, I ended a little bit too soon because one thing that came to mind is that a lot of people, when I talk about multiplying by 0, when somebody sees a problem like this one, 5 plus 6 times 0, often people will automatically assume that it equals 0 because all they see is this multiplication by 0 at the end. The only thing multiplied by 0 in this problem is 6. 6 times 0 is 0. You got to go back to your order of operations. It's actually 5 plus 6 times 0 is equal to 5 plus 0, which equals 5. That's a big one that I see happen a lot. Now, another thing I'll see people do when I start talking about multiplication by 0, well, we can use the example of pencils. Let's say you got 10 pencils in each cup, okay? I got 10 pencils in a cup on the left, 10 pencils in a cup on the right. So what do I have? I have 10 pencils. 10 pencils multiplied by 2 cups gives me 20 pencils total. 10 pencils in each cup. Well, what if I have 10 pencils in one cup? Well, 10 times 1 is 1. 10 pencils per cup multiplied by 1 cup gives me 10 pencils. But one of the arguments a lot of people will give me is, well, gee, if I have 10 pencils and I multiply them by 0, I still have my 10 pencils. Well, yeah, if I have 10 pencils and multiply them by 0, I still have my 10 pencils, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about if I have 10 pencils and I'm going to put them in cups. So that's going to be 10 pencils per cup. But I put them in 0 cups. How many pencils did I place in cups? Yeah, you have your 10 pencils, but that's not what multiplication means. Multiplication is about groups. 0 pencils are in cups. So it's 10 pencils per cup times 0 cups gives you 0 pencils that are placed in cups. That is how it works. All right, so I do hope that has been helpful. And if this video has been helpful, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, please check out the Order of Operations Guide. I have a link in the video description. This video is brought to you by the Order of Operations Guide. This is a quick 9 and 10 page guide. It covers the order of operations. It covers the history of the order of operations. It explains the acronyms. It explains calculator functions. It explains all the misconceptions that people have about the various acronyms, how to be efficient in solving problems, and it even has some worked through examples. So give it a try. This thing's only $2. It's posted here on PayHip. Give it a try. Let me know what you think.